This happened to me. I didn't cause this. I didn't do it. This happened to me, and it can happen to anybody. There are a lot of women who've experienced what I did.
She was there for audition while he took advantage of her innocence.
Audition, yes. But before I met him, I was so nervous. I was shaking literally. But the moment I walked into the office, the atmosphere was so warm and welcoming, relief.
But then he said something about a window and a door or something.
Oh, then he said, you did it homework.
I did a lot of homework on you, Miss Lady.
He said, there are two ways to leave here, either through the door with the deal sign or through this window, and we're on the 29th floor.
What if the price of the Hollywood spotlight wasn't just talent and hard work, but unimaginable dark sacrifices? Rihanna's rise to fame hides a chilling secret, one that may forever change how you see the entertainment industry.
You're signed at Def Jam. How did they discover you on Barbados?
Well, first I met a producer. I was introduced to him through one of my friends at school, and she knew this producer. I met with him. We started working on a demo in New York, and we finally finished the demo. We sent it to a few labels.
She's finally speaking out about the shocking allegations of being sold by her own father as an underage girl, being coerced and manipulated by two of music's most powerful icons, Jay-Z and Diddy, and Jay-Z even threatening to throw her out of a 29th floor window if she didn't sign a contract. Rihanna's story exposes the sinister underbelly of the music industry. How did two of its biggest names allegedly use their influence to control her life? And how has she fought back to become the powerhouse we see today? Let's break it down and get into the real story behind all this.
How you doing today?
Hi, I'm very, very good. Very proud.
What's your name and where you from?
So, before Rihanna was the superstar we all know today, she was just a girl named Robin Rihanna Fenty from Barbados, chasing a dream. Growing up in a small town, she probably never thought she'd end up being one of the biggest names in music, but after being spotted by music producer Evan Rogers, her raw talent landed her an opportunity to record demo tapes in the US, setting the stage for her big break.
Diva Rihanna. She's from Barbados?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's Bayesian.
Okay, she's Bayesian. How did you come in contact with her? I mean, did you fly over there?
No, Jay Brown had actually bought me the song. She had a song right now that's I wouldn't say massive because of her rules. When I first heard the song, and then, you know, he kept going, Jay Brown, he kept being persistent. I was like, you know what, bring her by. And when she walked into our office, I was like, you know, it was just something about her. It was just, she had this.
But that journey wasn't as glamorous as it seemed. In fact, it was too shady if you think about it, because at just 16, Rihanna was flown to the US by the Def Jam Records label on a private plane, completely alone and without any adult supervision. Why was a 16-year-old girl sent across the world to perform for complete strangers with no guardian? Who thought that was a good idea? The industry insiders who orchestrated this trip claimed it was all about launching her career, but questions have been raised about why a minor was placed in such a vulnerable position.
Yes, he said, we don't sign songs here, we sign artists. And there was this little pause, and I was nervous. But then he said, and we're interested. And there was this sudden feel of relief.
But then he said something about a window and a door or something.
Oh, then he said, you did it homework.
I did a lot of homework on you, Miss Lady.
He said, there are two ways to leave here, either through the door with the deal sign or through this window, and we're on the 29th floor.
And then came the infamous meeting with Jay-Z. As president of Def Jam Records, Jay-Z reportedly wouldn't let Rihanna leave the building until she signed a contract. She later confirmed in interviews that the meeting lasted until 3 a.m., and Jay-Z allegedly told her there were two ways to leave: either sign the deal or exit through the window of his office on the 29th floor. Now you tell me, who forces a teenage girl to make life-altering decisions under the cover of darkness? No legal advice, no adult supervision. That's some pretty shady trap moves if you ask me.
Doing talent shows at 3 a.m.
So you're saying that the rumors are true. There are rumors circulating that Rihanna was actually trafficked here. Are you saying that
Starting to sound that way, don't it? Because her daddy ain't show up till 24 hours later to pick up a $500,000 check for his daughter's ass.
Some particularly disturbing claims have also come from Jaguar Wright, who has spoken publicly about Jay-Z allegedly trafficking Rihanna from Barbados. She claimed that Jay-Z used his label as a front to make the move happen and also paid off Rihanna's father a whooping $500,000 when she landed in the US. A crazy story which makes sense if you connect the dots between this and the claims Rihanna has shared about her father's past towards her and her mom. And then there's Diddy. He came into the picture pretty early on, too. He's known for his flashy style, lavish parties, and connections, so it's no surprise he took an interest in Rihanna. He offered to mentor her, but Rihanna says that mentorship came with some pretty uncomfortable situations. She was invited to parties that were supposed to be about networking, but she quickly realized they were more than just the ordinary networking. Being so young and alone in a new country, Rihanna must have felt like she had no choice but to go along with what the industry demanded, and it wasn't just about music anymore. It was about surviving in a world that was much more cutthroat than she'd ever imagined. When Rihanna finally opened up about what happened during the early years of her career, her allegations sent shockwaves. She was exploited and manipulated by two of the biggest names in the music industry, Jay-Z and Diddy, and the things she described are chilling. Rihanna says that Jay-Z, who was supposed to be her mentor, blurred the lines between professional and personal. It wasn't just about her music, she said. He gave her advice on everything: how she should act, how she should present herself, and even who she should trust. Can you imagine how controlling that must have felt? She went on to say that he made sure she felt completely dependent on him, and that's where things started to get tricky. Rihanna alleges that Jay-Z used this dependency to manipulate her, taking control over her decisions and pushing her into situations where she didn't feel like she had a choice. She says there were times when she felt like she had no autonomy, like if she said no to anything, she'd risk losing everything: her career, her future, her place in the industry. It sounds like the pressure was suffocating. But then there's Diddy. His actions, according to Rihanna, paint a similarly disturbing picture. She talked about being invited to exclusive parties, ones that were supposedly networking events, where she could meet industry influencers. But as Rihanna describes it, those parties were anything but professional. Instead, she found herself surrounded by older, powerful men who made it clear that she wasn't there to be seen as an equal. She mentioned in interviews how uncomfortable these events made her feel, especially when the environment shifted from business to something more exploitative. One night in particular, she recalled being in a room full of men who weren't there for anything professional. They were only interested in her, and not in any respectful way.
Rihanna, did you attend any of P. Diddy's parties? Were you involved in any of the freak-offs? That's crazy.
Now here's something that might make you rethink things even more. A reporter once asked Rihanna if she had ever been to one of Diddy's notorious parties or been involved in his so-called freak-offs. Her response? She laughed it off and said, "That's crazy." It's clear she wasn't willing to confirm or deny anything, but it's a moment that makes you wonder what she really knows and what she's choosing not to say. Both Jay-Z and Diddy, she claims, robbed her of something that should have been hers to protect. The troubling truth is that the industry has long protected its own, creating a culture of silence where victims like Rihanna are left unheard and unprotected. Since Rihanna's allegations came to light, the public response has been explosive. Social media is ablaze with debates, with fans rallying behind her and demanding accountability from Jay-Z and Diddy, but both men have denied the allegations, with their representatives dismissing them as baseless. However, the court of public opinion is far less forgiving. For Rihanna, this is about more than just seeking justice. It's about preventing others from enduring the same pain. "I want people to know the truth," she said, "and I want to make sure this never happens again." Her revelations have already inspired others to come forward with their own stories, suggesting that this could be the start of a larger reckoning in the music industry. The fallout from these allegations has left a lasting impact not just on Rihanna, but on the legacies of Jay-Z and Diddy. So where do they all stand now? Let's take a closer look at how their lives and careers have evolved. Rihanna has really defined what it means to be a global icon. Of course, she's still one of the biggest names in music, but it's what she's done outside of music that's been truly impressive. Her beauty brand, Fenty Beauty, shook up the entire industry. Before Rihanna came on the scene, there was this idea that only a few skin tones were worth catering to, but Rihanna didn't just break that mold, she crushed it. She made sure her line included shades for every skin tone, ensuring that no one would be left out. It's crazy how much impact she's had, not just on beauty, but on the idea of inclusivity in general.
Savage was such a natural outlet for me because I enjoy lingerie. I'm a woman, I like to have fun. Women really come in so many different shapes and sizes that it's such a beautiful thing. You want everyone to feel like they have something for them. I know what it feels like to be left out of that.
And it doesn't stop there. Rihanna launched Savage X Fenty, a lingerie line that's all about celebrating every body type. It's not just about selling products, it's about sending a message that all bodies are beautiful. She's even taken this into the fashion world with collaborations, making sure that her work promotes diversity and body positivity at every turn. Then, in 2024, Rihanna entered a whole new chapter of her life, motherhood. Despite being a global mogul, she's managed to balance her business ventures and personal life. She's proof that you can have it all and continue to break boundaries. From a girl in Barbados with a dream to now being a business mogul, Rihanna's journey is seriously inspiring. Jay-Z's success story is just as impressive. Over the years, he's built an empire that's far beyond music. Jay's become a force in industries like sports, technology, and even cannabis. He co-owns the sports agency Roc Nation Sports, where he's signed some of the biggest names in athletics. And let's not forget his streaming service, Tidal, which continues to grow, offering exclusive content and high-quality music to millions of listeners worldwide. But what really stands out is his influence in shaping pop culture. Of course, his partnership with Beyoncé has cemented them as one of the most powerful couples in entertainment. Not only do they regularly drop chart-topping albums, but they also share a commitment to activism and philanthropy. Jay-Z has used his platform to speak on social justice issues and push for change in areas like prison reform. His music and businesses aside, he's someone who genuinely wants to make the world a better place, which is a legacy worth noting. Diddy's story, though, has taken a very dark turn in recent years. Once hailed as the king of hip-hop moguls, he's now facing some extremely serious legal troubles. In 2024, Diddy was arrested and charged with a number of offenses, including racketeering and harassment. These charges have sent shockwaves through the industry. The man who built a legacy of luxury, success, and power is now in prison, awaiting trial at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. The situation has completely shifted how people view Diddy. Instead of being the larger-than-life mogul he once was, he's now fighting for his freedom, with multiple lawsuits against him. His legal team has maintained his innocence, pleading not guilty to all charges, but the case is ongoing, and it's clear his career will be defined by this scandal moving forward. It's hard to believe that just a few years ago, Diddy was living the high life, hosting parties and making music history. Now he's dealing with legal battles that could change everything. It's a stark reminder of how quickly things can unravel in the entertainment world. But the fight is far from over. As investigations continue, the question remains: will this be the moment the industry finally confronts its darkest secrets? Rihanna's story is a heartbreaking reminder of the cost of fame and the dark realities lurking behind the glitz and glamour of the music industry. Her courage in speaking out has sparked a movement, but the fight for justice is only just beginning. What do you think about Rihanna's revelations? Are these just isolated incidents, or are they symptomatic of a much larger problem within the entertainment world?